Yeah.
It's been about 3 years.
Has it been 3?
I don't know.
I know it's been 2 for sure.
I know you've been on here more than 3 times, 4 times.
Oh, for sure.
I was trying to get you to do it every Tuesday. Remember that? I was trying to get you to do it every Tuesday with me.
All right, let's see here.
I like your outtake on life.
Oh shit, it's on right now, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Oh sweet.
Yeah, no, I like you. I like the. You have a very fascinating way you live your life. Lucedale is proud of you.
I doubt it. They're probably glad to get rid of me.
Lucedale is super proud of you, Mike.
Let's see here.
You're probably one of the first ones to own a franchise dealership.
Not from Lucedale.
Really?
Nah, Walt Massey owns like 5. I think 5,
Is
6,
he
7.
Lucedale?
Yeah, he's from Lucedale. I think he's from Lucedale. I think he may be from like maybe Alabama. I don't know really. I just know that he has a dealership in Lucedale. I don't know that he lives there.
Yeah. We're good now, huh?
Oh yeah, let's rock and roll.
All right, we got everything recorded. Everything's on recording. We're good to go. And gonna go ahead and drop the insurance clip.
We offer home, auto, muscle, builders, lips, and life insurance.
Oliver's good.
Oliver Shots Insurance.
I didn't put any. We had a birthday party yesterday.
Yeah.
And I didn't put any lotion, and I sat out in the sun, and
Oh, you got fried.
I just woke up feeling weird, like just
Well, it drains you, you know.
yeah, and just
Yeah.
didn't feel good. I need to put some sunscreen on.
Yeah, for sure. I hardly ever put sunblock on.
Yeah, but you're Michael West. You're a different animal.
That's right. The sun kind of blocks itself.
Does
I'm
it?
just kidding.
Does it?
Yeah, I could see it doing this all the time.
So this has been a couple years for us, and you know, you've grown since.
Yeah, for sure.
Like you've really grown.
Yeah, I think we were probably doing about 100 cars a month then. I think we probably average 140-ish now, not including the franchise store. You know,
You don't include that.
not on our coast numbers, you know, but total probably over 200 we'll hit this month.
What's it been like? How'd you start? You know, of course, you've created your own brand here with the auto industry.
Yeah, direct auto.
Like you have your, like we were talking about earlier, because you have like mechanic shops. Like
Mhm.
if you go get a car from auction, you get certified. Like you check it out, you make sure
Yeah.
mechanically it's sound.
Yeah, it's a recon process.
But you have your own mechanic shop.
Yeah, I got 2 of them. Yeah, for down on the coast and up in Forest.
So when you started learning the system of like, you know, bringing in a mechanic shop, creating your own like certified vehicle setup,
Yeah.
did it help you when you got your franchise to understand it?
No, not really. I think I understood. I mean, we do things on a scale on the coast that's probably 3 times or 2.5 times what they do at our franchise dealership as far as the recon process concerned. Now, retail customers is different because we never took any customers retail in and charged them for doing oil changes and things like that. But yeah, I don't know. I knew the recon process before buying it. You know, just the retail side of the service center is what I didn't.
How'd you find it was on the market? Is there like a certain like franchise dealership website?
No, there is. There's people that you can pay. You know, I had signed up to find. I mean, I'd signed up to get a broker to help find me a dealership, and they charge you like 5 to 10%. Just depends on what you find. But I'd been asking around for a very long time. It's a really funny story actually. So I've been asking around for a while for a franchise dealership, and I've called. Shoot, man, I don't even know. I called 50 people probably to buy the dealership. A lot of people some people laughed at me. Some people never returned my calls. A couple people got like really mad. A lot of people lied though. Dealerships that I knew were for sale. This is previous to me buying this one. I'd called a couple dealerships that I knew were for sale through a third party. If they told me the truth, it would be for sale. I asked them, hey, you know, I tell them who I was. I'm Michael West. I'm looking to purchase a dealership in that area. And they would go, oh, no, it's not for sale. And then you find out 3 months later it was sold. I don't know if they were in the process of it or I don't.
Do you think they took you serious?
Probably not. I don't know. I don't know.
You're
if
just
they
not
get-
flashy. I mean, a lot of the car people are pretty flashy,
Yeah, sometimes.
but you're not.
No, not. I try not.
You
to
drive
be.
an '08 Escalade. Let's just
Yeah.
stick with the Escalade.
A free '08 Escalade.
Yeah, but you pull up to that dealership trying to buy it in the Escalade.
No, it's me, Collins. I don't even know if anybody knows who I am, and that's not super important to me. I don't. My ego doesn't really have to support that, you know.
So you would like, so let's say the dealership is for sale, and I remember a couple of dealerships you're talking about, but they're like, no, it's not for sale, and then all of a sudden they sold it.
Yeah, for sure. So they would sell it. It wouldn't hurt my feelings or anything like that. I mean, people lie for whatever reason all the time. So I don't know if they were already under contract or if they just didn't want to sell it. Maybe because I was an independent dealer, it's a process that you have to go through in order to actually purchase it. And a lot of times you can't qualify for a franchise dealership if you're not already a franchise dealer, or the general manager at the store hasn't already, or the general manager that you're going to have running the store hasn't already run a franchise store before. They want you to have experience. It's like, if you have a Chick-fil-A, in order to get Chick-fil-A, you had to work at Chick-fil-A, right? In order to be an owner. So they want you to be the same thing. They don't want to hand off a dealership to somebody and them not be able to run the dealership and run it in the ground, because it's their name on it too. And I understand that completely. It'd be like me handing off a direct auto. I wouldn't let anybody open up a direct auto without, knowing our process and taking them through that. There's plenty of people that work with me that, I would feel comfortable with giving them a direct auto, right? And opening one up. But so it's a process. And I talked to a bunch of people, probably about 4 or 5 dealers that were okay with selling it, but every one of them were concerned that the manufacturer would not approve me for the dealership itself.
What's a process like that to get approved for a dealership? You had that Dodge and Jeep had to meet you, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of had to go do financials, do pro formas. I had to write. So I went in to buy Ford. Do you mind if I tell the story first about how I got the Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram store? So I had been calling everybody, and my insurance agent had called me and told me we were talking about something, probably insurance or something like that. And before he got off the phone, I said, "Hey man, any dealerships for sale?" Because he's got, 400 car dealerships and RV dealerships that he's the insurance agent for. And he goes, "Man, Mike, I don't, And then before I got off the phone, he goes, "Wait, there might be somebody." And he said, "Man, I never can get this guy on the phone. I always have to go talk to the bookkeeper there to even get anything done. He has to sign the paperwork, but nobody can ever contact him. Heck, he hadn't even been at the dealership for like 5 years." So, but he was a pharmacist up in the county next door, the city next door. And he said, "If you can get in touch with him, I'll give you his number and see if you can get in touch with him, see if he'll sell it to you." And I said, "Okay." So I spent about a week trying to call the guy, text the guy, and nothing. I thought I had a bad number. Hell, I thought he had a bad number because he'd never get in touch with him either. And one day I just said, "You know what? I found out what pharmacy he owned." So I called up there and just said, "Hey, this is Michael West. I'd like to speak."
Well, that might just a little closer.
Oh, is it too far away?
No, yeah, just like when you're talking.
Oh, anyways. So I called up there and said, "Hey, my name's Michael West. I want to speak to the owner," right? And they said, "Okay, Mike, we'll give him the message." Never calls me back. I call again, never calls me back. And then I thought to myself, like, hey, how can I get a pharmacist on the phone, right? So I call up there and act like I'm a sick old lady. And I was like, "Hey, is Mr. Smith there?" And they were like, "Yes, honey, I'll get him right to you." And soon as he picked up the phone, I said, "Hey, Mr. Smith, this is Michael West. I want to buy your dealership." And he said, "Hold on just a second," like he was mad or something. I said, "Oh my God, he's about to blow my hair back, right?" I don't care. I don't care. Blow my hair back. It doesn't matter to me. Anyways, so he picks up the phone and goes, "When do you want to come see it?" I said, "When do you want to show it to me?" He said, this was Friday at like 5:00. He said, "Tomorrow at 5." I said, "I'll be there." So I drove up to Forest, Mississippi, and we started the process. That was October 27th, I think.
Did he want to get out?
Yeah, he wanted out. He ain't been in a dealership in like 5 years.
But he's a pharmacist.
He's a pharmacist. So he owned it since like 2005. Funny that we bought our dealerships I got into the business the same month that he bought the dealership. Crazy, right?
Yeah.
So he'd been in it for the same amount of time that I'd been in it. And cool guy, nice guy. He just was tired of the car business. And I mean,
well, you got to be there.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be there, but at the end of the day, you got to pay a little bit more attention to it than that, right? The business was losing a bunch of money, and he was ready to get rid of it. And out of all the people that tried to contact him, I was the only one that got through to him.
And y'all friends to this day?
Yeah, if he called me, I would say, hey,
Does he service his vehicles still there?
I don't know. I hadn't seen him. He's kind of does his own thing. So
no, you've talked about having. So you've always told me that one day you do want to have a franchise dealership, and that was how long was that took from like start to finish when Casino Motors, when you got involved with Casino Motors. How long did it take? 15 years? What did it take? 18 years for you to?
I don't know that it was a dream of mine in the beginning. I think that I'll be honest with you, I never really seen myself in the car business. And most people ask me all the time, especially people in the car business, they ask me, do you like the car business? And I say, no, I don't particularly care for it that much. It's a lot of different processes that you have to do in order to do one thing. And then you have to follow up on it afterwards. It's not like selling a product that you don't have to recon, that you don't have to follow up on it after. It's just not a single sale, right? It's a whole process, and you're dealing with different people the whole time. You're going to the auction and you're fighting people for a car because I'm not buying it from the manufacturer, right? So I don't particularly care for the car business. It's not something that I like doing, right? It's just something that I do. I don't.
You're good at it. You got a system.
I guess, based on my results, people would say that I am.
But you have a system.
I have a process for everything.
Yeah, but
everything.
How long did it take you to so for Casino Motors? How many cars were you selling at Casino Motors when you first got involved?
I was probably selling 5 to 6 a month, something like that.
And that's when you really started doing I don't know if guys remember the gorilla though. You put the grill on top of the building, and the city got upset about it.
Yeah, the city got super upset about that. And actually, the city didn't get upset in the beginning. I had the thing for like a year before then.
Do you remember that commercial you did?
Oh, yeah, dude, I had like 5 of them.
I know.
I killed him off. Kinds of stuff because of the city.
Yeah.
Anyways, but there was just one lady at the city, and she doesn't work there anymore. And I think if I said her name on here, there would be hundreds of people agree with me that she wasn't very fun to deal with.
You gotta be kind of sensitive with this stuff. Ivan came on here with talking about Gulfport and Biloxi, and
for sure.
And people listen.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine going to like Gulfport after hearing all the horror stories and trying to build something new. You would have to go in, and it had to be permitted by right, so you didn't have to go in front of city council or the board.
I will think though, with Ivan coming on the show and talking about it, I do think that they're trying to make changes.
Well, somebody has to do something, right? Because at the end of the day, I think a lot of cities forget how they became a city, right? And because so much time has passed, the people that's on the city council or the alderman, whatever it may be, I think they lose touch with how they got where they were. And it's very rare that a city starts out with big businesses, right? So they create all these rules. And I think that's what Jared and Ivan was talking about that day, is they create all these rules, and then you have so many rules that you can't really do anything, right? And then the rules don't even apply to this time period. So it's just a lot. I'm sure, and I'm speaking from ignorance, because I don't know what it takes to run a city. I don't. I'm not sitting here claiming that I can, but I hear so many people have so much conflict with them, especially for somebody like Ivan. And I say that pretty humbly about him. That have you ever seen anything that he's done? Like, I'm sure you've seen all of his stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, his house.
Well, everything's turf. He remodels everything. He takes care of it. He loves beautiful properties.
Yeah. If I was going to build something, I can understand why they'd be concerned, because I'm trying to, pinch every penny. Everything he has is like perfect. It's like he spares no expense on anything. I mean, who wouldn't want somebody like Ivan building something in their city? they'd be crazy not to.
I think the one of the biggest one was like Wells Fargo,
Oh, dude.
the Bella, and then him and Jeremy Drenigan, they'd start developing Pass Road.
Yeah, dude. I mean, just based on looking at what he's done to Pass Road and how much it's improved since he's been there. I mean, how could you turn somebody away or not try to figure out a way to help him do what he needs to do?
I mean, I'm ignorant to it, like I said, towards it too. But like, I also believe in like, if people got money and they're coming in to invest and trying to make a better community. I mean, you bring in new businesses, you bring in new jobs. Like that's what Ivan does.
No, for sure.
It brings in new jobs. People get new, like, I mean, he's developing places for people to have jobs. There's people at the Bella right now working.
Yes.
So he's creating job opportunities for other people.
Not only that, people are coming in tourism.
Yeah.
Coming in to spend money, increasing the property value of everybody around there. Right. And I mean, it is very affordable to go to Pass Road and buy something versus buying something on the interstate. But I think that's part of what, makes it so appealing to Ivan, is that it is affordable and he can turn around. And it's a great area.
I wonder when it started, though, when they start making adding all these rules on this. I mean, was it like that in the 1900s?
I'm sure at some places it was, but some places not. Like George County, I think they just adopted some type of code ordinance in my hometown of Lucedale. Seriously.
Really?
You could go do whatever you want, wherever you want it. It didn't matter. If you want to build a house, there's no permit. You build your house. Look, I promise you, when I had my business in Lucedale, I think I went up there and paid like $45 to get a permit, and they didn't even come out and do anything. They just kind of said, hey, this is what.
Trust you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Mike, build.
Because, I mean, there's obviously not the size of Gulfport, right? And I could imagine so much bureaucracy and, I don't know, egos, Some people want something, some people don't. And trust me, I've been in front of many city council meetings and what they do want. They have to listen to everybody around them. And I think a lot of times the community, they don't want something in their area. And this is how I felt the whole time that Ivan and Jared were sitting here. It's like, I felt like sometimes some people's position, their only position is opposition. It doesn't matter what it is. That's why I try to ask, like, hey, Jared, what would you want it to be if it was your money? Can't answer the question because at this point, his only position was opposition.
And I also have a thought on, I feel like there's a little too much control. Now I understand you got to regulate some stuff, but like Shannon, my friend Shannon, she's opened her sandwich shop with her husband.
Yeah.
They're Pot Brothers.
Okay.
Like they created Pot Brothers.
Oh, cool.
It's gonna be called Tabby's in downtown Gulfport.
Yeah.
And I think it took like 8 weeks for her first permit. But like, you got to keep in mind that like they've already created Pot Brothers.
Yeah.
Like they already created this landmark.
Yeah.
And they work hard.
Yeah.
And I think it was like 8 weeks for them, but they got it now and they're good. They'll be open probably next month.
Yeah.
But when I feel like what some of these permits it worries me a little bit, because if a development stop, like the Sands,
yeah,
a development stop, it costs money. It costs Butler and Josh, a fortune over Tom and the partners, because you got to pay for power. They built the road.
Yeah. Not only that, if you didn't, I mean, the note on the land, unless you paid cash for it, then the cash is being held up. You can't do anything else with it, right? You can't develop it.
I think the electric bill just for the lights of that place, $1,000 a month.
No, I mean, I don't know. And like I said, a lot of that opposition came from the people in the town, right? I don't know that the city had a lot of opposition. And
I think the city was supported.
Yeah, and I think somebody else found a loophole or something, or just caused a stink and put it in litigation, and it was a constant problem.
So I've noticed that you have like a group of neighbors that people don't want new development here.
No, it's very rare, because I have like 50 acres where I live in D'Iberville.
It's 50 acres?
Yeah, it's 50 acres or something like that. I bought the property beside me, south of me, and I'm trying to buy my neighbor out. He just never, he don't want to sell.
What's the reason for 50 acres? Just
I don't know.
start wearing overalls and get you a tractor? What's going on?
No, I got a tractor.
Okay.
No, I don't know. If it's for sale, you got the money, buy it, I guess.
50 acres, that's a good bit of land.
Yeah, it's a pretty good bit.
And you're in a good area.
Yeah, it's like like half a mile from the movie theater in D'Iberville.
Yeah, like you're right off the interstate.
Yeah, within like 2 minutes of my dealership.
Have you ever went through issues with dealing with development? I know you got the property off Cook Road. You still got that property?
I do.
Are you building on that property? What's up?
Yeah,
Plans on
I'm
that?
in the middle of it right now. I've just been busy with the other dealership, trying to make sure it's profitable and all those things. But we're in the process. I got my plans and drawings and everything, and just ready to pull the trigger on what I'm wanting to do.
What motivates you to get up every day and grind the way you do? What's your motivation? Are you Gary V in it?
No, it's just my purpose in life. My purpose in life, and I don't think I really focus on anything else. I don't really care about it. I mean, when I say I don't care about the money, people take it probably a different way. Is that obviously you have to have money in America in order to do most of the things that you want to do. That doesn't mean you can't barter or buy Bitcoin or trade for Bitcoin, whatever the case may be. But my motivation is just my purpose in life. I want to get up and I want to create a lifestyle that I envision myself having, right? And most of that revolves around actually helping people, right? I know the amount of people that I want to help. I can't do it on what I make at the dealerships right now. I would have to have 1,000 dealerships to do what I want to do in my life, right? And help the amount of people that I want to help. So it's just one of those things. I don't know if it's legacy is the word. I don't know. I don't know if I'd care if people knew about me after I died. I just care that, I don't know, just give it all away at some point.
Do you feel like, with your son, do you feel like your son is a big motivation for you?
It's definitely a huge motivation that, and if everybody doesn't know, my son's nonverbal autistic, and I don't talk about it very much. I don't try to ask. I'm not a pity party.
No,
So,
but I mean, but you do, you and Marl, I mean, from prepping lunch, food, and giving him the best help you can. You're very attentive to.
For sure, I want to make sure that, and I want everybody to understand. It's like, I guess the word is neurotypical is what a normal child would be considered neurotypical. If my son was neurotypical and he was verbal and he functioned as a normal child would function, I don't try not to give anybody anything, right? I'm a very merit-based person. I don't want anybody to. Excuse me, let me take that back a little, because I don't want anybody to think I don't give people gifts and things like that. And I don't give to people because that's just what I said. I want to give it to the people or to other people. People that can't help themselves, I want to help them, right? Okay. People that can help themselves, I want them to help themselves. And I'll show them how to do that. I'll help them do that, right? But they're going to have to do it themselves. So I want to make sure that, what I do give is to people that couldn't have done it for themselves. Right.
Yeah.
So, because I believe everybody has the ability most everybody has the ability to do so. And if you want something, then you need to go get it. And that's what I had to do. Right. And I think I'm better for it that way, that it wasn't handed to me. And I can remember growing up and seeing other people have things that I didn't have. And I guess the word is jealous, envious, and jealous would be a word. Envious would be, I'd rather have it myself than you have it. But at the end of the day, I'm glad I had to work for it. And I'm glad that I had to be resourceful in order to do so, because right now I don't know that there's anything that you couldn't ask me to go do or anything that I couldn't do. Right. I believe that I can, because I've been so resourceful in my life and be able to accomplish things and see it through and doing it with less than what everybody else is doing it.
How long did it take you to start really, because when you first got in the car business, money wasn't there. No. So, I mean,
yeah.
How long did it take? Was it 5 years, 6 years for you to say, you know what, now I can go buy $100,000 worth of cars? Because, I mean, there's a time during the pandemic that you called me, you're like, I had to front my floor plan because you had to come up with money for your floor plan.
Yeah, that was a different story, man. That was my floor plan company trying to cut my throat. And I don't know why they did it that way. I guess they got scared. And that's probably another conversation for another night. It would take 30 minutes.
We got all the time in the world, though. We got all the time in the world.
So
people are learning from you, Mike.
Well, Well, I hope I can be a good example for people for sure. Right. I don't know how much I'll teach them, whether it's the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do, but I hope I can be a good example for people. I think that's important. So, to answer your question about how long it took to build up the money, man, it was like 5 years, probably 5 years. And the reason why that is, as soon as I got started, like,
So, but how did you start building up money? Did you like put a certain amount? Like, did you put like $500 per car up? Do you remember like a technique that you did to kind of, you look at people in these car businesses, like smaller dealerships, they'll start making, they'll start making money with the cars, and then they'll live off the money.
Yeah.
Did you do a certain thing where you had like a pack for just?
No, I just never took any of the money out of the business.
Okay.
Yeah, I never took any money out of the business, and I lived on nothing. I was buying cars, selling cars. Go ahead, do your thing, bro. I was buying cars, selling cars, doing minor mechanical, installing GPSs on cars, and doing all the financing and getting all the deals funded. And I was selling 30 cars a month by myself. If I had somebody doing that right now, a salesman doing that right now, they would probably make 30, 40 grand a month. Right. But I was doing it for 25,000 a year. My first year, I didn't make any money.
$600 a week, whatever.
Yeah.
Anything just to get by, like,
That's right. And I didn't even have any of the business at that point. I didn't own any of the business. I was just promised a portion of I was promised some of the business, right? I don't necessarily need the money. I just wanted to create a big business.
But you didn't have like a heavy amount of, like, you had your stepdad, but you didn't have like a heavy, like, a network at the time, right? You didn't.
No, I didn't talk to nobody. I learned all this stuff myself, right? The only thing anybody ever really taught me in the business, because I ain't been to 20 groups or anything like that, like most dealers go to. Only thing, my stepdad's ex-partner, Brian Holmes, when he came in to pick up one of his checks from his buyout one day, and I was looking at a credit report because I'd never seen one before, right? And he sat down with me and showed me how to read it. And from that moment forward, it was on like Donkey Kong, So I'm not saying it wasn't a struggle, and I'm not much of a networker, so I don't go out and hang out with people and things like that and pick their brain and all that. I try to figure it out for myself. And
well, what I meant by that was, like, in the auto industry, there's people that can go to an auction,
yeah,
and get a $300,000 floor plan, just.
No, for sure.
And
listen, it's not as, it's easier now than it was then.
That's what I was wondering. So, like,
Yeah.
when you went in a couple times, they're like, they don't know who you are. We're not fronting you anything.
Yeah. So back then there were only a couple floor plan companies that would even deal with you. AFC's one of them. I have them now. Good people. But we had a $25,000 line of credit.
That was your first start, really?
Yeah. And I'll be honest with you. During Katrina, all our cars got wiped out. We had 12 foot of water in the business. And I told this story before, but we actually started.
This is a new podcast, but this is
that's right.
Episode 32 with Mike West.
No, for sure. So when I started out in the business, June 18th, 2005, we were a small buy here, pay here dealership. If you're not familiar with what a buy here, pay here dealership does, they basically sell cars to people and finance them for themselves, right? So at the time, my stepdad had the money and could afford to do so because the money that was coming in from the payments of customers that had
probably like $39.99 a week.
Yeah, it was probably like $50 a week or something
okay.
like that. The cars that we had were probably $1,800 to $2,500 a piece.
You put $500 down or $1,000 down.
$500 down, $1,000 down, and you'd pay $50 to $75 a week, right? And they had the little things on it, shut them off if you didn't pay. So I think we got up in that time period before August came around and Hurricane Katrina. We had like maybe 75 accounts of people that were paying us, and it was probably somewhere around $20,000 a month that was coming in.
Guys, in today's money, that is like 50 grand.
Anyways, so Hurricane Katrina comes, and we have we probably have 15, 20 cars now. We have that line of credit maxed out of 25,000. Some of the cars on the lot were repos that we had got and trying to resell. And we got 12 foot of water in our business, and it flooded every single car. We had no insurance. We had 4 foot of water in the house, no flood insurance. Lost that 72 of the 75 cars that were paying us monthly lost every one of those. And only 3 people, and they didn't pay us completely on time, because most of them moved away, or they wasn't in the area when the Hurricane Katrina came through, but lost everything, right? And we paid high interest loans. We paid back loans of 50,000, 100,000, 150,000 at 28, 25%.
Was there ever talk about y'all just quitting? Because you're talking. Not only did it hit your business, but it hit your personal home. It hit your.
Yes. So we lived without sheetrock for a while. We actually didn't. So most dealers got started. We're selling cars like crazy after Katrina, right? It's one of the hottest times ever. But we didn't get started back until October something, because we didn't have any money. We borrowed money, and
that's all like you worked for. So you were invested.
Yeah, we didn't have any money. We lost all our money. We lost all the cars that were paying us. That was all the money invested.
Yeah.
Lost all that money. We were in the hole. Hell, we had to pay off the floor plan because we didn't have flood insurance. We had to pay off the $25,000. We didn't have no money. We had less than no money. We were probably in the hole, $200,000 or $300,000.
How'd you start rebuilding back? What was that?
One car at a time. That was it. At the end of the day, we borrowed $50,000 from a friend of ours, and it was at 28% interest. And we put cars on a lot, and we started selling cars. I think we sold 34 cars that November. That's how long. It was 2 or 3 months after Katrina, and we still sold some cars after that. But we struggled for 5 years, man. I can remember every single day about to bounce a check. Every single day. And the banker would call, and something would come through, man. Somebody would bring some money or buy a car, and it was almost like divine intervention, if you could call it that. And then it went from almost every day about to bounce a check. Then it went to be about every week for about to bounce a check. Then it went about every month about to bounce a check. Then twice a year, Then we went to where we didn't have to worry about bouncing a check anymore.
Dang.
So it's been a grind. I think anybody else would probably have filed bankruptcy, and it probably would have been smarter, to be honest with you, to file bankruptcy and start over, right? But it is what it is, man. We just never
at the time. How many salespeople did you have? Just you?
Yeah, just me. So, but that's what at that moment. That's what it took. The first year didn't take any money. Matter of fact, I actually got paid my first year. I tell everybody I didn't get paid, but I never cashed any of the checks. Because we never had the money in the bank in order to cash the checks.
So you just had like motivation, like there was more of like looking at them that.
Yes.
Okay, you probably still got the checks.
I never cashed them.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're at. I never cashed them. It was like, I want to say like $9,900 in checks. I never cashed them.
But it just had that feeling that you had a check. You did it for some reason.
No, I did it because I didn't want to see the business fail. I could have cashed them, but I didn't want the business to fail.
Are you like that now? You're like that now.
Yeah, I am. I'm really bad. I'm not going to discuss how many money I have in checks in my pocket,
no, I know.
Yeah, it's
Did you ever think though? Like, were you ever think? Because your background's welding.
Background is boiler making, welding, and my dad was a home builder.
Dad's still a home builder, huh?
Yeah, he kind of does what he wants now, right? He kind of.
Did you ever think about just giving up on the car business? Because the car business is a different business.
I think if I were to do it all over again, if I'd gotten the opportunity, I would have stayed in construction, industrial construction, because at this point I would probably own my own industrial construction business.
Really? Guys,
Yeah.
So we're live right now. If you got any comments, any questions from Mike, he's right here. So if you want to hit him with some questions, feel free. That you can learn. To me, I'll learn a lot from Mike. And I'll call you. I'll call you 8 o'clock at night. You pick up the phone 9 o'clock at night. You inspire me. I love your work ethic, and the way watching you grow and develop. and you're always like, besides buying that plane, but you're always like, you're just funny to me. Like, it's the way you carry yourself, the way you treat people. You always make sure people are okay. You make it a point.
Sure. Yeah, I have to. I would prefer to be the last one that eats.
Yeah,
at all times.
But you do that at your workplace.
Yeah, I try to remain disciplined about who I am and where I came from, and like I said, just growing up poor, I learned how to be resourceful, and I learned that a lot of things desires people have, I don't have those desires. It doesn't affect me that way. Some people, and I know somebody commented on the 97 Mercury Sable that I had a picture of.
If you eat his crab salad all the time, he's one of the owners of Captain Al's. It's Stacy's brother, Bert.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Stacy's great. I don't know Bert.
So Bert's got the same concept you do, though. Like he's on that grill.
Yeah.
He just got him a brand new Tundra. No, Tacoma, the new Tacoma.
Yeah, for sure, they're super nice.
And he gets on that grill. Crab salad's one of your favorite salads.
Oh, it is.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Crab salad at Captain Al's is phenomenal.
I know.
So, shout out to Stacy.
No, so we got to see if we have any comments right here. So
Stacy is phenomenal as well.
Her work ethic is insane.
Brother, if there's anybody that works harder than me, it's Stacy.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and that's probably the only person I'll ever admit outworks me.
I think she outworks everybody.
I think so too.
So we got Justin says, Mike has been a hustler since the day I met him. Good to see you doing big things out here, brother. Hank, stay that way. He finds a way to make it work always.
Oh yeah, we're gonna make it work. So,
but real quick, like, do you, you have to have some times where what is your secret when you get frustrated? What do you do to kind of, just how do you handle that? Like,
when I get frustrated,
like you gotta put fires out. Your job is mainly putting a lot of fires out, right?
Oh yeah, fixing things.
Like, what do you punch holes in the walls? Like, what is your escape
for? Just like venting out frustration.
Like you lose $50,000 because you're in a massive thing. Like,
I'm pissed if I lose $50,000.
I know, but are you punching the wall or?
No, I don't think I would.
Are you putting on Goldcast motivational videos?
No, I just fix the problem and go about my business.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I probably do get angry, and I'm sure some of my salespeople or people that work with me are watching this and they're like, dude, he throws a fit, but I get pissed off like anybody else,
Do you circle back though? If you ever do really hurt any feelings, you ever circle back and just check on, like, hey, it's business.
No, I take everything personal. Nothing's business to me. I know a lot of people say that, but everything's personal to me. And I think people would say that I'm hard to work with, probably, because my expectation of other people is very high. And I say very high, but just what you should be doing, right? This is what you can do. This is what you should do, right? I expect a level of production out of everybody, and that's kind of why the business runs like it's supposed to. It's because everybody has to meet expectation. If you don't meet expectation, then we have a problem.
And you're not going back broke. You're not going back.
Oh, absolutely not. I'd rather die.
So that's a motivation.
Yeah. No, I would rather.
You don't want to go back to that balancing checks.
No, I won't. I'm not going to. I don't care if I have to do it myself. I'll do it all myself.
But you work 7 days a week.
Yeah, I do work 7 days a week. There's things that I do. I do work Monday through Saturday at the business. So I split my days between Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I work on the coast, and Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I work in Forest. And then Sunday, I spend time with my family. But there's probably several times in there a day that I'm working on work stuff, work related,
Do you listen to music? Like, do you listen to big timers? Or like earlier today, I was listening to Genuine.
Yeah.
No,
that's right. So no, I don't listen to music or the radio. If I'm driving somewhere or going somewhere, I'm either talking to somebody about business or I'm thinking. And that's one of my favorite things to do is think. So
what's your do you have a legal notepad that you write everything down on?
I used to write all my stuff down, but I found that I went through so many legal notepads that I just memorize everything now.
Well, you got me, you and Sean Amiza got me on that trait.
Yeah. So I used to write and I'm trying to get back to that right now. I ordered some custom legal pads that have times on them that I should be doing things, and I'm trying to get in the habit of looking back at it. But with my phone now, all I have to do is say, "Hey Google, remind me at this time."
I got to an insurance because like right now I've been focusing a lot on developing the website for insurance.
Yeah,
I'm getting leads through the website.
yeah.
So that
Oh, sorry, that was Google.
you better get rid of that Android phone.
No, dude, it works perfect.
No, but so I've been that, but without that notepad, because I'll put like my ups,
Yeah,
like this is website.
for sure.
You know, like today I did a home quote. Was too high, but I'm trying to turn it out fast.
No, that's right.
Like, you know, trying to turn it out fast.
Yeah.
I got a online lead on the website and had a home quote in 15 minutes, which I was proud of.
Yeah.
But that notepad keeps me, and I note the number.
Yeah. So I do the same thing with spreadsheets, and I don't even know how many spreadsheets we have. It's in the hundreds. So, and with software.
Well, that's what I'm excited about,
Reminders.
because I'm excited about being a part of, and we're not going to talk too detailed about your software, but over the years, you were able to create a software
Yep.
that's made your life easier. And that, I'm going to be using that for my insurance, because you pretty much would tell me like, hey, I'm adding this.
Yeah.
You know, I need, because you're always about knocking down time.
Yeah.
That's one thing I noticed about you and I love about you is like, you always take this. If you could sell a car, let's say it takes 2 hours to sell a car, you're going to figure out how to do it in 20 minutes.
Yes.
You break it down to a system.
Yeah. I want to create systems and processes for everything and create efficiencies in everything. That's kind of, if I had to say that I had a talent, pattern recognition is probably a talent that I do have.
I think your software in the next 5 years, I think that's going to be one of your biggest developments you've ever created.
I think that outside of industrial construction, I wish that I had got into software early on as a kid, right? But my dad never allowed us to stay inside the house. And if you were inside, it better be dark outside, right? So I don't guess the opportunity was there for me to do it unless I put a computer outside, and I don't think he would allow.
But now, I mean, you got to look at this situation though, that you've been able to finance your ideas.
Oh, for sure.
That's key though. Like, I mean, now if you want, like I noticed about you, like it's very, because like you've never had, like, besides buying the plane, which it's a write off for you. You've always enjoyed buying the plane. You're really, I mean, you're a horrible driver. Okay, you drive way too fast.
Everybody says that. I don't get where they're coming from.
You sold me that minivan and I rode with you, and it terrified me.
Yeah.
And we bought that. This is what I'm talking about, guys. So we went. It took Mike probably 3 to 4 months to. And Mike's my car guy. So I mean, when it comes to vehicles, Mike's my guy. But like we went to Goshen to go buy a lawnmower, used lawnmowers, one not being self-propelled, one being self-propelled. I think it was a $25 difference. And he was like, hey man, he's like, let's can we go grab the lawnmower? I'm like, let's take the van. Because he tracked down the van I wanted. Toyota Sienna is what I wanted. And we rode all the way to get this lawnmower. And he'll admit it right now. Like, you should have got the self-propelled.
I should have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should have, but it was $25, and I'd rather push the lawnmower for $25 than give the self-propelled.
But that van,
the self-propelled's too slow, man. My only regret is that it had a rear discharge for the grass instead of a side discharge, because the self-propelled's like you have to like walk behind it. It goes at its own speed, and you can't speed it up any. And I like to push that shit. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna make, if it goes 1 mile an hour when you're just walking behind it, I want it to go 5.
you just need to get you a couple of robot lawnmowers.
No, I got a 72-inch Kubota diesel that
That's the job.
Oh, for sure. I cut 10 acres in 2.5 hours.
Really?
Mhm.
Is it fast? Oh,
It's pretty fast.
You're running it full.
Oh, full speed. It's on the rabbit, sir. Every time.
Yeah. So you were saying, when do you think your software is going to be developed and out to the public? You think 5 years? What do you think?
The software is one of those things, is like, what do you do? Because like I said, I'm super frugal, so I don't like to spend unnecessary money, because if I do something, I want to see it through. And if I don't feel like I'm going to go all the way through with it, then I just won't do it most of the time. But I do keep my software, and And I don't know, it's probably spent $5,000-$6,000 a month in software, maybe. And
But you've been doing it for years, doing it by now. This is not. You've not. So guys, he's not been. Mike's not been. He's been developing the software for years.
So, and you can look at that as a positive or a negative thing, right? As far as a SaaS model, SaaS would be SaaS, which was software as a service, and that's what I'm looking to do is create software as a service. But I'm so busy running my dealerships that I have to do it. And this used to be my schedule when I was building software all the time. I would go to work. I would be at work between 7:30 and 8 every morning, right? And I would work till 7 o'clock at night. I would come home and spend about an hour with my family. And from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock, I'd work on software. And sometimes 2 o'clock in the morning, probably 17, 18 hours a day. And I did that for years and years and years. And it is something I enjoy for sure. But I think, and I've actually built other software, and I have other software systems, and it's one of the things I love to do, because all software is just replication of processes.
So that was like decision.
That's
a decision for me with, me starting an insurance office 5 months ago was, because I've heard me and you would talk so much about your software.
Yeah.
And it's just like, okay, this is, and the thing is, it is a cloud-based software. It's a web-based.
Yes, it's a
most
web-based application.
So most of them are not. Most softwares, a lot.
That sometimes, the software need to be downloaded to it's operating system based, like Windows based, or it just depends. But a lot of your like StreamYard, what we're on right now, is a web-based.
Yeah, but it's similar. StreamYard didn't start over. It didn't happen in one day.
Oh no!
I wonder how many years they put in this.
Dude, I'd be surprised. People would be surprised how much actual work and redundancies are in software, and how much you have to go through every single detail. And that's what most people can't do. They can't get into the details of things, right? So, and I read a lot of books on software, and I've went through a lot of software with user experience, user interface, and things like that. And it's just something I like to do. But to answer your question, is that I do want to build a huge software business. I think that would be super cool.
I think it's happening now.
Yeah, I think I need to focus more time on it. I think I'm trying to build the pillars in place to hold up the software, right? And eventually it'll be a software that I can help dealers, sell more cars and be more efficient.
I think it is. I think the concept, I think the whole idea, because you look at these smaller dealerships, they can't get the banks.
Yeah, it's very tough for them to get the banks.
And that was one thing you told me. You're like, you know what? The hardest part of the car business is having the banks.
The hardest part about the car business is having the capital in order to be profitable, right? You have to have the capital, and it's very capital intensive. And if you don't there's only so many models in the car business for marketing purposes, or not just marketing purposes, but actually what is your model for selling cars? And what most people know the model is race to the bottom, is lower the price, right? That's the easy way to get people to come in the door. You lower the price lower than everybody else got, they're coming in the door.
Like a brand new Versa, $16.99.
That's right. Yeah, $16.99.
You get in there and you got added
to choose from.
Yeah, and you get in there and it's added. I remember when I was selling car for Group 1, we always did the camera gimmick. Like you go in there and you get a key, they send you a mailer with a key.
That's right.
And it'd be like, well, you come in, you can win a free camera.
That's right.
I got to a point one day, because I really didn't do the car. I always was a part of the car business.
Yeah.
But I only did a few months of the car business, and I remember I got to a point where so many people came in mailers.
Yeah, they do, and people still send those mailers out that get people to come in. You won something, and they convince them to buy a car.
It's still happening?
Oh, absolutely. That's a big deal.
And I remember grabbing
marketing mailers.
I remember grabbing 4 customers with these mailers, and I set them all down. And I remember going, this is the price, process fee, like $22, and then you can get the camera.
Yeah.
You guys send it out. And I remember going, but who's interested in a car? And there's 4 people sitting at my table. Because I was just, backed up,
Yeah.
and 2 of them were ready to buy cars.
Yeah.
So I remember I sold 4 cars that day.
Yeah.
But I got to the point to say, hey, like you can get the camera.
It's a numbers game.
Yeah, you $30, send this mailer in, you got the camera. But who's interested in a car?
Yeah, that's right.
And 2 of them out of the 4.
Yeah.
I sold. I remember putting a person in an Armana, like the big Pathfinder
Yeah.
vehicle, and I remember selling a Maxima.
Yeah.
And I'm working these deals.
That's right.
But that's when I was just like, be straightforward with it. But yeah, people would come in and I would grab people off mailers. I grab people. My favorite thing in the car world was that it's not as popular as it used to be, but I used to go after the veterans. I used to love getting on the curb, and I would sit there with my sunglasses, a pack of sunflower seeds, and I would stay there all day long getting the first up.
Yeah.
I didn't stay inside. Never stayed inside. I'd always stay on the street.
We don't. We looked at the statistics today. I had, I think at all my dealerships, we had somewhere around 3,000 leads last month. 3,000 people trying to buy a car, and of those 3,000 people, less than 30 had came in without seeing us online or calling us. They just drove
It's
up.
changed, huh?
Oh, it's changed completely.
We got some guys right here. We got Jerry. You know Jerry?
Yeah, I know Jerry. I know Jerry well. He's a great guy.
I wish Jerry would give me some honey.
What's he? I mean,
He does honey.
Oh, really?
He does a spicy honey.
is Jerry still down at the dive shop?
Jerry, I remember him down the road from me when it was Casino Motors.
Yeah, I took some scuba classes from Jerry, for sure. Had a great time.
Awesome guy right here. Look at this.
Yeah, it's Taylor. He's a nice guy.
All right. I remember Mike being down the road when he took scuba classes with me from the shop with me when it. Yep.
Yeah, I love scuba diving. That's like my second favorite thing besides,
So you're saying out of
flying.
3,000 leads, only 30 people?
yeah, walked into the dealership without hearing about us from somewhere
But
else.
yeah, I think when I got into it, I was 22.
Jerry said he's got some honey for you.
Okay, Jerry, why don't you just come on the podcast, dude?
Yeah, bring Jerry on here.
I love he or me and Matt's podcast. He definitely came on.
Yeah,
I'd
that's
love
right.
I'd love to have Jerry. Jerry's big bourbon guy, great at scuba. Like Jerry's fascinating. Like his just in the way he is, but you got to get his honey too. Jerry, you need to bring Mike some honey.
Yeah, I'll eat it, I guess.
No, it's a raw honey, but he adds a little spice to it.
Okay.
And it'd be good on your chicken sandwiches. So Mike only eats the same, like Mike cooks his own chickens. He only eats the same food every day. Like
Same thing. Chicken sandwiches twice a day.
that's all he eats, guys. I'm
Yeah.
serious. Like he doesn't eat McDonald's. He eats chicken sandwiches.
Yep. I make my own chicken sandwiches.
Can we talk about you going to Sam's and then getting the rotisserie chickens and then come to find out too high in sodium?
So I was going to Sam's. And getting 3 rotisserie chickens like every 3 days or 4 days. And anyways, Taylor's talking about something. I was reading it. Anyways, I'd go to Sam's and get 3 rotisserie chickens, and I would eat them over 4 days, right? And I'd eat them on Dave's Killer Bread. And I go to Slim Chickens and get the Cayenne Ranch. I'll buy 40. You know, they come in the little sauce packs. I'll buy 40 of them at a time.
25 cents a piece.
Yeah, something like that. I think they get down to be cheaper than that. 40 of them's like $15. So I'll go buy 40 of them, and I just eat those on my sandwich with Buffalo Wild Wings honey barbecue sauce every day. And toast my bread.
I'm telling you, Jerry's salt honey.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Jerry, get him the honey this week, please, because he put that on
by and see.
that sandwich. Because I'm telling you, he's like, here, Jordan, here, take this, and I was like, all right, shit. Well, then I just fell in love with it.
It's good
like,
stuff.
oh man, it's just for me, I love putting it on. I like it on honey ham.
Yeah,
I love honey ham.
yeah. Taylor says cold calls on old leads were the worst when I worked at Champion. So
Because was it Vincent? It was a Champion. He's not longer there. Vic.
Vic Dion.
He's not there anymore.
No, he's not there anymore. Vic was a nice guy.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Did he retire?
I don't know.
I thought he owned it.
Nah. There's a guy out of New Orleans that owns it.
So let's talk about that too. Is like with you having your own dealership, like your Jeep dealership,
Mhm.
do you carry you don't even have an office there? We talked about that the other day. You're like, I don't even have an office there.
Yeah, I don't have an office at any of my stores.
You never wanted to like brand yourself like Mike West dealerships. You never.
No, I don't think it's I don't think it's important. I think that's more for people's ego than anything.
That's what you never wanted to do it. You had the opportunity to name your Jeep dealership.
I would rather call it. I mean, I would rather call it Jordan Duran.
No.
Really, I don't have any desire to name it Mike West. I don't think it's not that I don't think that much of myself. It's
Yeah.
just that I don't know. I just don't think it's important to name something after me.
I mean, it's just because in a lot of the franchise car dealerships, you're looking
No,
at.
they name it after
Yeah,
them.
it's like Matt Bowers, Ray Brandt,
Yeah.
Bob Borte.
Yeah, and that's their own
Is it
thing.
Bob Boit?
Boyd. Yeah, Bob Boyd.
Walt Massey.
Yeah.
Um,
That's a big deal. And I'm not
McVeigh Motors. I grew up McVeigh Motors in
Yeah.
Pensacola.
Yeah. I'm not down anybody for doing it, you know. I just don't think it's important, right? I really don't want to do it. If I ever started a business with anybody, I would never suggest that I put my name on anything. Go ahead.
Could you get demos though? Could you get a demo from the dealership if you wanted?
Oh, for sure. I can drive whatever the hell I want.
Still, to like for instance, like I'll be serious with you guys. He drives an 08 Champagne Escalade.
Yeah, it's in
with dog hair.
Yeah, I keep my dogs in.
And look, we locked one day. It was it was so hot out here. We went to Captain Al's for lunch, which I love seeing you. But I remember he locked the keys at my house. He locked the keys in the Escalade in my driveway. And so instead of calling Papa Lock, he broke about 3 of my bamboo sticks that I'm in the back of my truck. But he got the keys out of the truck. But the whole thing is,
I did it from the past. I got the keys out of the ignition from the passenger side with 2 coat hangers taped together. And that wasn't, the window wasn't down. I pried and put my wallet in the
that was
top
one of my favorite days, dude. Because we sat there. It must have been an hour. It was 45 minutes to an hour.
It was
like we
about
were
45 minutes.
we
I
were-
pushed the keys.
we were
from the
sweating.
passenger side. Yeah.
But you got it.
Oh yeah, brother. I'm gonna do whatever it takes.
I think that's what the big part of though is like I try to tell people all the time, like, oh, Mike West, you know, a lot of people don't know who you are, but if to me it says you're frugal, you love life. First of all,
man.
you love life.
Oh man, I love it.
And I've been a part of, like, when you owned White Sands with 4th of July together, like the way, like, remember, like the Halloween, like he would throw these Halloween bashes for everybody.
Yeah.
4th of July, 10 grand, 15 grand in fireworks.
Yeah.
The other day I was looking at I have all our videos of
Dude, people were so mad at me for selling White Sands because we didn't do the fireworks show anymore and everybody couldn't come down and enjoy it. But I don't know, I had to, you know, take care of that place. It cost me like 50 grand a year just to maintenance the property. It was crazy. So
50 grand.
It was expensive.
I think another thing too is Mike, before, you know, when he was growing up, I mean, Mike used to be a drinker, partier, but Mike like completely does not drink anymore. Full focus is his family and career. How long you been sober for?
I haven't drank in probably December 22nd, 2018.
And that's changed. That's ramped you up.
Yeah, man, there's a certain reason why I don't drink, and I don't typically share that a lot. And I don't drink to lead by example, and that's it. Because I don't want, in the car business or in any business in reality. So there's one thing that really drives me a lot, and it's being able to be disciplined and be accountable. That's super important to me, and hold other people accountable. And one of the main reasons that the main reason I don't drink, other than it makes you feel like shit, is that I would have people that had a drinking problem that I would work with, and I would have conversations with them about not drinking, right? Because I cared about them. Man, alcohol is the devil to me, if you ask me. So, they had a drinking problem, and I would ask them not to drink, but I would still drink socially. I never had a drink by myself, like, ever in my life. It's always socially. And trust me, I've had my fair share of them, right? But I've never had an alcoholic beverage by myself, ever in my life. And I would only drink socially. And it was hard for me. It's hard for me to ask somebody to do something that I'm not willing to do. So if I have to give up that to ask somebody else to do the same thing, I'll do it every time.
And for you, it's big because you have what? How many employees do you think you have now? 80, 90?
It's probably close to 75.
Even with Jackson?
Yeah, it's probably close to 75.
So you got 75 people that you're responsible for paychecks, and
Yeah,
they have
about,
families.
About $300 and something thousand dollars a month, 350 or something like that.
$350,000 a month?
Mhm.
A month?
Mhm.
That you're responsible for?
It's more than that. But
Oh, man.
yeah, I would venture to guess like total overall. I don't know, everything probably 400,000 or something like that. 450,000 a month.
It's a lot, dude.
That's a pretty good bit, I guess.
And you're just eating chicken sandwiches.
Yeah.
I get why you're eating chicken sandwiches.
No, I just I want to spend. I spend less than 10% of my personal income on myself, right, and my family, and I do that to build our business. You know, you got to have capital in order to grow businesses, right? And they're not handing it out freely, right? And I don't network with a lot of people, so
It's because from Lucedale. Lucedale, do they even know people?
yeah, we're kind of like backwoods. So no, I've never been a very big networker. Even though I'll talk to anybody, I got no issue with that.
Yeah.
I'm so focused on the things that I'm doing most of the time. And I think what it really boils down to is if I put my mind to anything, I can do it.
So for me, I just introduced you to some of my friends, Butler, Brian Chevalier.
Yeah, for sure.
Like me and Ivan were talking about it, like how how smart you are. And like, it's just, I like bragging about you because you're just knowing me, like when it comes to like, I would say like a mental, watch somebody push herself, dream big, work hard for it. I'm able to be a part of your life. And it's cool to see, like, when you told me you're a franchise dealership, one of Mike's big dreams, and it's he's going to have a 201 foot yacht.
Mm-hmm.
And this is going to happen.
It's got to be.
But I'm watching it happen in real time. And it's like, and it's not overnight. It's never been overnight.
No.
It's been a journey, but it's cool to watch it. And it's the thing is like, you're definitely selfless when it comes to, your employees, even though you might, drive them crazy because you have a certain way you do things, but your store's growing. No matter what, if there's no matter you that respects you. I've never seen you have like a fancy office.
No, I have a standing desk and a small one. It's like $50. So yeah. I work from a standing desk everywhere I go. I'll be honest with you, sitting down, driving, or I stand up everywhere. I don't sit down.
Do you still get like sharp pains anymore or no?
No, man, I've kind of mitigated that. You can see I've my legs stretched out here. I got something, I don't know if I got a pinched nerve somewhere that causes, they thought I had trigeminal neuralgia. And
what is that? That sounds like a big word.
It is. Yeah. The trigeminal nerve that comes in I'm going to do it on this side because people can see it. It comes in. This is the trigeminal ganglia that comes in right here. And it's supposed to be one of the most painful things that you can have. So they told me diagnosed with trigeminal neuralgia and CRPS, chronic regional pain syndrome.
Shit.
So chronic regional pain syndrome is the most painful.
Probably working out caused that?
I don't know what caused it. I think it's from I was overstretching one time and did something, but I think maybe it had something to do with my diet. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I was allergic to something that I was eating or, but I was in a bind for a long time, bro.
I know.
A long time.
I was really worried about you
because it still bothers me.
I was worried about you because, like, so on this side right here, you'll see I have a big light.
Yeah.
And I remember one time Mike came over because, like, I had you can check it out, Jordan Matthew podcast. There's episodes of Mike. Mike's always been a big supporter, but he was hurting, and his face was like, almost like not like say paralyzed, but pain, just pain. And he stayed, like, after the show, he stayed under the light. It's just and it made him feel better.
So, whenever I'd go into like dark areas, my eyes would do something. I would get this real crazy brain fog. And one of the things that I've always been I guess, known for or had a proclivity to is my memory. My memory is fairly good, and I just could, like, whenever it would come over me, I just couldn't remember anything, and it drove me absolutely crazy. And it happened a couple of days. I really have to eat right. I have to stretch. I stretch for probably 2.5 to 3 hours a day, and to help mitigate it. But it was extremely, extremely painful.
Today, I hit the gym. I did 40 minutes cardio. Last week, I started going back to the gym. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up at 6 and go to the gym, get back in that routine. I've been stretching too.
Dude, I can't. I would love.
It's changed. It's making me feel so much better.
Yeah, I would love to go work out all the time because I mean, it's one of my favorite things. But I'm scared I'm going to hurt something again. And dude, I'm telling you, there's a reason why they call trigeminal neuralgia the suicide disease, because it make you want to blow your brains out.
I mean, I've seen you in pain. It
ain't fun, man.
No.
It feels like somebody's stepping on your neck and shoving a screwdriver through your head.
So we joined Mike Sanford over there and Donnie at American Top Team, Richard's old gym.
Yeah.
So we put Oliver in jiu-jitsu.
Oh, cool, man. Is he loving it?
Yeah. So it's tomorrow. He's going tomorrow night, which has been good for him because he's been, I wouldn't say he's been picked on a lot in school, but just I don't want him to hurt somebody.
Yeah, for sure. No,
so
you just want
I want him to, like, if somebody messes with him, take him down the ground, give him wet willy.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Right.
And so we signed him up last week. And then I think it's $150 a month at their locations. Kids can go. It's for five. It's for the little ninjas.
Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock to 5:30. You can go every day if you want, but it was another $15 or $30 for me and Emily to go. And there's no excuse if your kid's going, because they can do the class and you can go work out.
Yeah.
And as you know, I'll be 38 in September. So it's just, getting in there. Mainly for me, I like cardio.
Yeah.
So I like the elliptical machine, especially with me having cerebral palsy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been stretching, and it's just a week. I've noticed a week in just my foot, my pain.
Oh, dude, I got to stretch. I got to stretch like 3 hours, 2.5, 3 hours a day. Otherwise,
I probably need to get on that boat too. But I feel so much better, man. I feel so much better stretching, and because I was being lazy. I wasn't.
Yeah, dude, you get caught.
You get complacent.
You get caught up in things, and you just kind of do. Just life goes by, and you forget that you forgot to stretch, and then it takes 2 weeks to get back stretched to where you were before.
I forget I'm handicapped.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it is like, that's a serious thing. I forget, and guys, mine is mild versus a lot of people that struggle with cerebral palsy. Mine's mild, but it is a lot of pain.
Yeah.
But if I stretch my feet, my legs, my hamstrings, I feel better.
Yeah.
The problem is I just get lazy. Like, I'll do it tomorrow. It's always, I'll do it the next day.
Yeah.
Now doesn't matter. I'm just going to,
you have to do it every day. I wake up in the morning, I stretch for probably 45 minutes. And then throughout the day, I'll lay on my back and stretch for about 45 minutes, probably 4 or 5 times.
What time do you go to sleep? What time do you wake up at?
I go to sleep probably 11:30, something like that. And I wake up probably 6 o'clock.
And what's your first thing you do when you get up in the morning besides shit and brush your teeth?
No, I don't do the shit, shower, shave thing, but I do shower every single morning. I used to get up and get in the hot tub every single morning for about.
I didn't know you had a hot tub.
Yeah, I bought one. Yeah,
That's awesome.
One. I bought like one off Facebook Marketplace for like $500.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an inflatable one.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'd get in it every morning. That seemed to help a little bit, but I just get a shower. I help. Me and Marla drink celery juice now. Every morning we juice every morning.
Like, do you have like a Mr. Juice, like the old guy from the commercials?
No, I got a Ninja juicer. So Marla probably makes it more than I do. There's no doubt. But I try to help as much as I can, or as much as I need to. And we juice every morning. And I'll be honest with you, man, the juicing is probably
big part of it, helping you.
It just helped a bunch. I think.
Do I need to get on it?
Dude, I'm telling you, it's not bad to drink,
Yeah.
But all I drink.
I just don't like pudding. I hate pudding. I hate pudding and squash. Yeah. I hate pudding.
Really?
The texture of pudding, hate it.
Phenomenal.
Bill Cosby can kiss my ass.
Yeah, Bill Cosby can kiss my
But no, I just don't. I've never have. Like it's a pudding and
Dude, I love pudding, but I mean, I don't eat anymore. All I eat is chicken sandwiches. I haven't had any sweets in over 3 years, and all I drink's water and celery juice.
really.
That's it.
How big of a glass? We're talking 8 ounces, 12 ounces. How big?
Celery juice,
Yeah.
16 ounces.
Jesus.
16 ounces. It takes about for me and Marla to get 32 ounces and 16 ounces each. It takes 3 bags of celery. Yeah,
Every morning.
every morning. Organic celery every morning. We juice.
Where do
it
you get
up.
organic celery? At Aldi's?
Walmart?
Okay.
Yeah, Walmart or Rouse's.
Dude, Emily's
think.
been on this kick with Aldi,
Yeah,
and it's pretty good stuff.
is it?
But today I was using their charm toilet paper version.
Yeah,
Not good.
yeah, not good.
No,
not
dude,
good.
so rough.
That's like Centos.
I'm hurting right now.
Yeah, it's bad.
No, I was like,
Yeah,
it was,
Centos be bringing that cheap shit.
huh?
Centos be bringing that cheap shit around.
Dude, I know it's like a 3-ply, but it feels like a 1-ply.
No, it ain't no.
I'm in
3-ply
pain
they
right
bring.
now. Like right now, I'm telling you, it's like, come on.
You get a bidet, man.
Do you have a bidet?
No, I ain't that rich.
Come on, you don't have a bidet yet?
No,
I think you always should invest in good quality toilet
I
paper.
think
Though.
so, you know.
You have to have good toilet paper.
Yeah, Angel Soft, I think.
That's where I need to go.
Angel Soft.
I'm hurting right now. I'm telling you, I'm hurting.
I'm telling you.
But
That's
anyway,
where that's where it's at.
guys, you got any more questions? We're about to wrap this up because this guy's got to take over the whole entire coast tomorrow. So if you got any questions, it's it now. If you're interested in the auto industry, got questions for him, here you go.
So, anybody, feel free to reach out to me anytime. I'm always very accessible. Open door, open book, open door, whatever it takes. You know, I don't care what time it is. I'll give you a call back. I try to be accessible. Try to make sure everybody gets their questions answered. And if you have any information, I don't care if you're in the car business. I'll give you all the information that I know.
And once we finish my insurance office in Gulfport, I'll be bringing this podcast to my insurance office, which is a really cool table. Branchville has done a really good design. I think Mike's going to be starting his own show. I got to get him motivated because he's been wanting to do a podcast for a long time. But I think for our schedule, just to have that one setup area, I definitely want to start developing like that series I was telling you about, like where we have multiple shows, a round table with me, you, Ivan Butler.
Yeah.
Bringing in more, I'm like you. I mean, I didn't like this new podcast, Jordan Durham podcast. I just, whatever. It's like to the point I just didn't want to name it. I didn't want to quit.
No, it's a great name, brother.
But I didn't want to quit.
Yeah.
And that was scared me. It's like I was going to quit.
No, don't ever
Like,
give up.
no, I was going to
Hey, I'll tell you, man, people really enjoy it. And I love watching too, you know. I love knowing what's going on the coast, right?
yeah, but also you live in you live in your head. And
Yeah.
I literally was thinking about quitting and not doing a podcast again.
No, I'm glad you kept it going.
And that's like, but I didn't want to think about the name. I was just thinking about I think the biggest thing is that I always battle with is like, you got to do it.
Yeah.
My buddy Josh Hankins and Mary Hankins, they have Raven and Rose, the tattoo shop.
Yeah.
And he messaged me and was like, we're about to do a podcast. I'm like, just go get some lavalier mics. Just go get the $30 lavalier mics on Amazon. I'll even put them in the link if you guys are interested. So they run 7 hours.
Yeah.
That's the one I do these iPhone videos on, high
Yeah.
quality. Do that for your first podcast. I think everybody should have a podcast. I think everybody should have, it's a journal.
For sure, man. I think people, my ego sometimes gets me where I think I'm going to sound like an idiot. But in reality, there's a lot of people that need to know the information that you're willing to give, right?
Not for me, like, yeah, but like me, like I look up to you.
I appreciate that.
But I'm in. So I was thinking about the other day as Ricky Matthews reached out to me about doing his show, and I'm like,
Yeah.
what am I talking? Should I talk like what my secret weapons are? Like
Yeah.
DJ Voorhees,
Yeah.
Mike West, Mike Butler,
Yeah.
Cam Roberts. I had this Scott Levenway. I got this whole like John Carter. I got these
Yeah.
friends that are just so like you feel like they go, so you go. Like
Yeah.
you always have to have friends that build you up. To me, that's how I look at it. Like there's no excuse. Like, so I have a bad day and I call you and here you are done bought 100 cars, and everybody, it's just good to be around people that push themselves.
Yeah.
Don't be around people that don't push themselves.
For sure, man. You're an average of the 5 people you hang out with.
Yeah. So that's like me thinking, like, I wonder what I'm going to talk about on Ricky Matthews.
Yeah.
And like, to me, I was telling Ivan, we did the, with the whole permit stuff for the city that changed a lot of stuff for people. Like we're doing a photo shoot at downtown Gulfport, me and Ivan, and at my entrance office, I'm going to have photos of us
Yeah.
on the wall and plaques of what's this like in life.
Yeah.
You know, it's motivation. Brian Bozeman, Cal Wynn, my boys at Collision Depot. Shout out. There's just so many people that inspire me. I'm blessed to have the people in my life.
Yeah. Well, we're blessed to have you in our life too, brother. That's a.
Do you think?
reciprocity,
I think
for
the
sure.
next chapter though is putting a podcast inside of a business, getting
for sure.
out, because right now it's at my house.
Yeah.
It's upstairs, good studio.
No, I love it, man. I love it. It's great to be here.
But if we're gonna grow,
Yeah.
grow and develop and have a show for other people,
Yeah, probably more. I mean, schedule times, all that stuff, where everybody, audience knows what to expect and everything. It's a process, man. It's minimal viable product is what we're starting with.
I figured out. I'll tell you right now, if you're trying to do any kind of podcast, don't overshoot for the moon. Use your phone, get some cheap mics, start doing it. Don't buy
it's anything.
don't buy the most expensive gear like I did. Start small and be consistent and do it every week. I'd say every week do a show.
Yeah, consistency and persistence is more important than anything.
Well, Mike, I love you and thank
Love
you
you
for coming
too,
on the show. I'm so proud of you. That software hits. Don't forget about me.
So thank you guys. I appreciate everybody watching. Like I said, if you have any questions for me, feel free to reach out to me. Ask me anything. Like I said, I'm an open book. There's always an open door. I don't care if it's 3 o'clock in the morning. You can call me and I'll answer the phone. I won't be mad. I'll probably ask you very direct what you need, but I always try to help people.
So we got,
Always.
look, Keith goes, oh, yep, cracking up in Latimer. Great show, Jordan. Hey, thank you, Keith. Randy, great show. Thank you, bud. Tyler, like, thank y'all, man, so much.
No,
like,
for sure.
and but I want to take this, like, I think we're we're looking for competitors, but like I'm with Mike on this. Like, I don't think my show can just continue to be just my show. I think we need to move into a different network. We need to have multiple people with different ideas, different goals. But the thing is, I have the cameras and mics. So for me, it's this next chapter is having other shows.
Oh, for sure.
Multiple shows. All right, guys. Well, I love you. Thank you so much. I love this coast always and forever.
Peace out.